So welcome to our scholarship workshop. Thank you for being here. I hope you got a lunch and swag, pens, those things are all available. Okay, let's go to the next slide. The community college has a foundation, which is a nonprofit organization. And we raise money for scholarships for students and for other programs here at the college, including last year, we raised money for emergency funds for students, for the athletics program. We were supporters of the Black District 101 mobile museum that came on campus. But today we're just going to talk in some detail about our scholarship programs. Go to the next slide, Tom. Okay, so get to know the advancement team is the first slide. So my name is Sue Davis, and I'm the executive director of College Advancement, which includes marketing and the foundation. Tom.
Hi, I'm Tom.
You want to say something about what you do?
I'm the director of marketing for the college, and I help out with all the foundation stuff as well.
So awesome. And then Amy Stouffer.
Hi, I'm Amy, and I'm the executive assistant to the foundation. Nice to meet everybody.
And just so you know, Amy is going to be your primary contact for the application process. And she's going to do a lot of the presentation today. She's super knowledgeable and extremely helpful, both as you prepare for applying, as you're going through the process, and then if you're awarded scholarship, just checking all the boxes that you have to check in order to actually get your funding. Okay, so let's go to the next slide. Okay, so I just wanted to give you a sense of some of the impacts that students feel when they are able to get a scholarship like this. So we have a video that we're going to play that gives you just a quick story of one of our past students.
My parents are farmers, so I was growing up, I see them work so hard for our family. My dad were the first one who came here in the Dalles. And so my dad first, and then he worked so hard in Orchard. And then after that, my family and I got here, but some of my siblings are still in the Philippines. My name is Arabella Nictal. I am currently studying how to do business in virtual assistant. I plan to do business administration. Since I was a kid, my parents are always be able to sustain yourself. Work, being independent, being able to have the skills, being about having the knowledge and always having this learning attitude and that you will figure it out. At the beginning, I wasn't sure if I would be able to afford university. I didn't grow up having all these resources. I am doubting myself that if I can still do this, should I give up or should I change my plans? I applied various scholarships when I was in high school. I was really into it so I can sustain myself and also help my family. If you really want it, you will find ways. I think like when you improve yourself, you add value to yourself, you are going to also give that to others, give back to community. I am very into that, like give back, give back. That is what life is, I think, like giving back to others. If you help one person, you would help a lot of people. People trusted me, and so it kindled a fire in me that I can do it. Yeah, that I'm not going to waste those resources that they've given me. I want to express my gratitude to Columbia Gorge Foundation. Your investment is not just for my education, but also being able to trust myself. All people are capable, and it's just a matter of the courage and the confidence that they have within themselves. I'm also here in Eugene. University of Oregon is the one that excels in business and global studies. And I'm also very interested in doing diplomacy and governance. To my support system, to my family, my dad, thank you. Thank you so much for being a great dad. That I know it is hard to raise 9 kids, but you and mom are doing so great. And although we are so hard-headed, thank you so much for being so patient. Thank you so much for all the people that is with me throughout my journey. I will do my very best to also give back to others.
There's a bunch up here. Um. So. Come on. Yes.
I lost this.
You lost the, slide deck.
Is it on? I didn't say. Is it on this one?
I did it. After these, let me see. Yep. Here. So, would everybody be okay with just doing a quick introduction of yourself? Just kind of your name, whether you have applied for a foundation support group in the past. And, if you have something that you're trying to get out of today, just kind of what that is. And we can make it, kind of quick. Actually, Sarah, we didn't have you introduce yourself. So let's start with you and then let's go around the room.
Hi, I'm Sarah B. I work financial aid, so I am Robin Hood, take the government, give to people. And lately my job has just been trying to get it to go through, so, nice to meet you.
Do you mind doing the next picture?
I'm Michael, and I'm trying to learn how to apply.
Awesome.
My name is Gordo. I'm Bailey Shuey, and I'm just here to see. I'm Adrian. I'm learning more about the Foundation Scholarship. I applied for it on my first year.
I'm Janelle. I got the half-year foundation scholarship in the 22-23 school year. And this is just here to make sure that I can do it right.
Nice.
I'm Ray Ford. I figured since I'm putting in the work, I might as well get that bank.
Debbie, and this will be my first time applying for the scholarship.
I'm Aaron and I'm Texas.
I'm pretty, so I'm just trying to.
First tracks, I applied last year and got it this year. So it's kind of just a refresher, make sure I do it right, don't mess up.
Sweet.
I'm Stephanie, and I'm just trying to learn more about the scholarship. That's what you're in for.
Sarah, just here for gathering information.
Hey,
Do you have
everyone.
do you know everybody? Does everybody know you?
I know about 99% of you, maybe. Yeah. So I am the Equitable Funding Support Navigator. My office is the pink office with all the tapestry. You all been there, you got candy and food. I help students apply for scholarships. So after you learn all the amazing information here, if you want to set up an appointment with me, yesterday even, we had a 3-hour scholarship set for me and 3 students just for filling out the OSAC scholarships. Well, not me. I was in support. I was emotional support. And so.
What does OSAC stand for?
Oh, man, I need to.
Oregon Student sorry, it's the state grant.
Oregon Student
Access
Aid.
Coalition.
Yeah, access.
Yeah.
Not good at
They used to
acronyms.
change their name like every year, and everybody who's been in financial aid long enough still remembers that, so we're like, I don't know, what is it now? It's literally been the Oregon Student Access Commission for like the last 10 years, so we're still like scarred from like.
But yeah, if you would like some help with essay questions, helping figure out who to get letters of recommendations from, I am your go-to. I actually know almost all of you. So you can always stop by my office, email me. I just ordered new, I ran out of business cards, but if you want my information, because you don't have it, just come up to me after this and I can give you my email.
Fantastic.
Yeah, okay. I'm gonna say I give it to you this weekend, so.
Awesome. Thanks, Emily.
Dane, yeah, just trying to figure out all the ways of not out of pocket compared to school. Period.
I guess I'm George and all the same, yeah, trying to get money to pay for this.
I'm Hayden. I'm just trying to make sure I don't screw up the application
All right.
process.
I'm Jeremiah, and I can say so.
Thank you.
I'm probably, just here for resources.
Sweet. Is everybody planning to apply for the scholarship? I mean, let's all just buy in. You're all done, right?
Yeah.
Everybody
Yeah.
apply. Why not? Like, there's money out there. You might as well put yourself up for it.
Very young man, right? Yeah.
Right, I know the postcard, we already saw that one. Okay, so thanks for making those introductions. I am actually gonna turn it over to Amy Stover. And let's try to get the volume up a little bit, if you don't mind, Tom. Because, and Amy, can you just project as much as possible? Awesome, thank you.
Okay, can everybody hear me okay? Is
Yeah.
that loud enough?
Okay.
Okay. So any CGC student can apply regardless of your field of study. You have to have at least 6 credits and or be enrolled in 6 credits, and you have to have satisfactory academic progress. And Sue has that information in the room with her. She can give that to you at the end of this presentation. In 24-25, we awarded $160,000 in scholarships. Each scholarship is $2,500, and some of the amount varies in special circumstances. The total amount of an awarded scholarship is divided equally between the 3 terms that make up an academic year. So fall, winter, and spring, it's $833 per term. Scholarship funds are used to offset the cost of tuition, fees, and books.
Let's pause for just 1 second. Welcome, folks that are just wandering in. This meeting is going to be recorded and posted to the foundation website. So anything that you try to miss, you'll be able to pick up through the recording on the website. And you can also, we'll do a Q&A session at the end.
There's a chair over there.
There are lunches on the table if you'd like some lunch, and if we find that we've run out, then we'll order more and cafe. Okay. Remember, there's a chair. There's one chair over here that we want to share.
The chair back here too.
Oh, there's 3 over here. Okay, so we're just going through, so this is Amy Stover. The executive.
Hi guys, welcome.
She's gonna be your primary contact when you're applying for the foundation scholarship. So she just went through kind of the nuts and bolts, basically just, you have to be enrolled in 6 credits, you have to be making satisfactory academic progress. And other than that, it's wide open. So, okay, and then important dates and insights.
Okay, so applications will open March 3rd and they will close April 13th. And it's open to anybody can apply. So I encourage you to just get on to the Award Spring app and apply. It's very simple. So the Award Spring is the application that we use to manage all the scholarship applications that come in. And after the closing date of April 13th, we put together a committee of reviewers to read through your applications. 4 reviewers per application is 4 people will read it and score your application. And scholarships are intended to meet demonstrated financial need. Your story matters to the readers, so please share your experience and your vision for your education in your own voice. So that's really important. So as the reviewers are reading your applications, they want to know, like, why do you really need this money? Like, tell us your dreams and goals in your own words. And we're also asking for a letter of recommendation, but we're going to have a little bit different of approach this year for that. So Sue, would you like to talk about that?
Happy to. Also, on the previous point related to the essays that you're going to write for this application, they're all here. If you guys want to make a copy of these, I can pass them around. It kind of gives you an idea of what the scores will be looking for. There are some things that have changed from last year's application process to this year's. The committee has feels aware that getting a letter of recommendation isn't possible for everybody, just because maybe you just don't feel comfortable asking somebody to write about you. And so this year, we're gonna let you, if you prefer, to just write your own letter of rec. So you can tell us, you know, about your work habits and about your motivation and why you think you're a good applicant for the scholarship. You also will have the opportunity or option to send out a form. It's very easy through AwardSpring. So AwardSpring is the app that we use to help you guys manage your applications. There's basically a form and you just put in the email address of somebody that you would like to write a letter of recommendation for you. And if that works for you, that's great. But if you prefer to just write your own letter of rec, that is also an option. So we're just trying to build as much flexibility and, accommodation into the process as possible. We can probably go to the next slide.
Okay, students must make satisfactory academic progress, which we talked about that. Also, in order to receive your scholarship, donors like to get thank you letters, acknowledging that you are thankful for the money that they donated to you. So a thank you letter is a requirement to receive your scholarship. So after we go through the award process, you will receive an email. Congratulations, you were awarded a scholarship. Please do these things. And one of them is write a thank you letter to your donor. And we provide information on how to do that. We have an outline. It's really simple to follow. And then you'll just have to fill out an acceptance form. And then in order to keep your scholarship, you must be enrolled in at least 6 credits per quarter to receive the funding.
One note about the funding. So it is divided over 3 quarters. And so as this has happened in the past where, so you're a student that has been awarded funding, you're enrolled fall quarter, so you get your 1/3 of $2,500, which is about $833. Winter term, something comes up, you can't take either 6 credits or you're not taking any classes. That quarter, you can't get funding because you're not at the 6 credit minimum. But in the spring, if you are enrolled at the 6 credit limit, then you are still eligible for those funds. So keep that in mind. You don't have to be 3 consecutive terms of 6 credits.
And just to keep in mind too with the amount, so the $2,500 is what you're awarded if you go 3 terms. So if you skip a term, it's gonna be less than that because we're only allowed to do the up to 833 or 834, depending on the term, per term. So if you skip, you're not eligible to receive it that term. And it goes back into the pot for the foundation. So it's use it or lose it if you skip a term, just like, well.
And again, for people coming in late, this whole meeting will be recorded and posted on the foundation website. So, all right, Amy, over to you.
Okay, so here we're going to go through like the basics of the application. So you're going to fill out some general information, what kind of degree you're in, certificate or training that you're pursuing. Reviewers like to know that, and there are some scholarships specific to certain degrees or training areas that you are going through. And then you're also going to report your student aid index number, and this is going to be a self-report. Sarah, would you mind telling everybody where they can find that number and what form that would show up on?
Yes, so if you are, so studentaid.gov, where you go to fill out your FAFSA, there's a SAI calculator. It might say FAFSA calculator, but it's probably gonna say SAI calculator, which is your student aid index. That number is how it kind of tells us how much to award you. And it also is like a gauge of student need. Now, I don't always say it's like the perfect example. So if you have a high SAI, you don't think you are, come talk to Emily or myself, we'll take a look at it. So, and plus, if you have a high essay, make sure that you point out in your essay and the other questions, explain why you have that, or, anyway, that's just my advice. But yeah, studentaid.gov, is where you can find the FAFSA estimator, SAI calculator. Just look for something that says like preview or calculator, it should be there. OSAC and WASFA have that as well. So if you are not going to the studentaid.gov website, not the federal site, there's also usually a calculator on each of the state's websites. So
We have those linked also, a number of different places in the information that we are sharing with you about the foundation application. So the state of Oregon, application is the ORSA application. And the state of Washington one is the WASFA application. And then when you fill out your FAFSA, I think we're planning on people self-reporting from their FAFSA rather than just an estimator. But you get to self-report your SAI and you can also reach out to us if you have concerns about how to manage your financial need number, and we can help advise you on that. And we have something to add.
Which with that is if you don't feel comfortable submitting your info into the official ORSA, WASA, or FAFSA due to social security numbers, et cetera. Identity, please reach out to me. I can definitely help you get to the calculator where you do not enter your information. Just reach out to me because I know right now you don't want to enter in, some people don't want to enter in their info to the federal websites, which is valid. So please reach out.
either way, if you have issues, we can figure it out. We may not be able to fix the world, but we can usually figure out how to navigate it at least, so.
Awesome. Okay, thanks, Amy. We can move on to the next.
Another large component of the application is essay questions, and we have 4 essay questions. They are 75 to 300 words in your own voice. So the reviewers really like to hear your story. It's really impactful to them, and they use your essay questions to help guide the scoring process. So please do not use AI tools when answering your questions. If you need help with answering essay questions, reach out to a professor, reach out to one of us. Have your friends read your answers, or family members or coworkers or somebody. You can also write your essays in a Word document or Google Docs and make sure you do spell check and grammar check. It's really makes it look better. Copy and paste that right into the AwardSpring application. It's really simple. And then number 4 is we'll go over the essay questions after this, but letter of recommendation is really simple in the AwardSpring app. Sue had mentioned this, but you just type in an email of somebody that you want to write a letter of recommendation, and then they do the rest of the work and submit it, and then I see it on my end. So it's very, very simple. So that's something to start thinking about, is who am I going to ask to give me a letter of recommendation? Who's going to share like really positive, amazing things about me for the reviewers to see.
We'll just pause for 1 second there. I'm just gonna remind everybody, because some people came in late. If you don't have somebody that can write a letter of rec for you, you can write your own letter of recommendation this year. So that's an option for everybody. So what was I gonna say about that? I was gonna say, once you start your application, we are kind of monitoring what's happening in AwardSpring. So if we see that you've completed your whole application, but you've left one piece out, we'll send you an email just saying, hey, the deadline is coming up. You need to get this piece of your application in order for it to be complete. So you're not in the wilderness. We're there helping make sure you get all the pieces put together.
So here's the first essay question. This is CGCC Foundation scholarships are based on financial need. Please explain any circumstances or challenges you are facing that may make continuing your education difficult without additional financial assistance. As an example, dependent care varies from person to person. If you'd like to share your dependent care responsibilities, please do so. So this one's really important. And I think it's a good idea to go through each one of these questions and start jotting down some ideas that you may have now, so that when scholarships do open, you're ready to answer these questions the best you can. Essay question 2 asks about your education and career goals. Describe education and career goals that have established you have established for yourself and your efforts to accomplish them. Please provide an example of your commitment to these goals. Essay question number 3. Describe any personal accomplishments you feel proud of. This can include, but is not limited to, leadership, community service, family involvement, or professional and education contributions. Describe how the experiences have impacted your life. So with these questions, get personal, get emotional. The reviewers really want to hear about who you are as a person and what your goals are and how you feel about yourself. Essay question 4. If and when you do have time outside of regular responsibilities, what do you enjoy doing? So this question's here just to let the reviewers know what are some other things you like to do. Just get to know you a little bit more.
Yeah, I think these essay questions are structured in such a way to invite you to put your stamp on it. So you can kind of, you don't have to be sitting through your experience going like, oh, why am I not a student body president? Or why have I not, started a new nonprofit? It's really about just your day-to-day life and the things that you care about and the ways that you're engaging, which, can look like a lot of different things. Everything from looking after, like, as we mentioned, like somebody in your family that depends on you for care, or community member, or, the neighborhood pets, or whatever it is, however you engage and you want to share with the folks who review your application. It is a need-based application, so that's going to be a huge part of how the awards are made. But just completeness of the application, showing that you've taken care, and obviously everybody is here, you're taking time out of your day to understand all the steps to make this possible. But just demonstrating that, you're taking the time that's needed in order to hit all the targets is really also important. Each application is going to be read by 4 different reviewers. And so of the 4 scores, the high and the low will get thrown away. And the 2 scores in the middle will be averaged. So basically, some of our reviewers are really easy. They give you the highest marks. And then some are really critical. And so we just want to make sure that those, they call it integrated reliability. It's a phrase I hadn't come across in my life until I joined the college. But we just want to make sure that we're getting as realistic a score and as fair a score of that as possible.
I have a question.
Yes, it is Q&A time. Let's have the questions.
So it says the 75 to 300 words, is that for each of the essays or total?
Per question. Yeah. And it's not hard and fast.
Oh, no.
I mean, yeah, you're not gonna be penalized if it's 73 words. Yeah.
Or
So it just
if
gives
it's
you an
like 30.
idea.
I haven't heard that.
Oh, okay,
Sure.
okay, yeah. Just gives you an idea of the level of detail that we are looking for.
That 160,000 that was distributed, is that all for CGCC? Okay, so basically, like, if you do a good job, you probably will get the essay. I mean, like, I don't mean it like that, like,
Right.
2,500 divided by 160 is probably as many people are in here.
Well, in here, yeah, but last year we had 86 applications.
Okay.
And I think, Amy, how many actual awards did we make last year?
74.
Pretty good ratio.
It's a great ratio.
Yeah.
Absolutely,
You're
yeah.
right, son.
And we're hopeful that we will have a bigger war chest, for lack of a better word, to award this year, but we're still honing in on that exact number. And there are, just so you all know, there are funds that are specific to different people, depending on if you're a member of a tribe, or if you are somebody in the electromechanical technology program, or if you're
Nursing.
nursing. There are a few pots of money that are tied very specifically to your community, your experience, your field of study. So keep that in mind also.
If you're receiving a Pell Grant, are you still allowed for this?
Each second.
That's right.
So much scholarship.
Until you're profiting.
Until you're right, I know people. I've
No, I
seen it.
know, I know.
We just can't go above your cost of attendance,
Yeah,
but
exactly.
it's like 30 grand, so, but it's not your bill. Cost of attendance is not a bill, people. Just a bill.
I'm sorry if I missed this or we just haven't gotten to this yet, but I'm just gonna find this on the regular Oregon, like, where am I
You're
finding
gonna
this?
find it
scholarship?
on the foundation's website.
Okay, it's a
So
whole-
everybody
This
should
little
have one of
pamphlet.
these with the website on there.
Okay, with the QR code, that's what we're gonna scan.
And there's also usually a link on the cgcc.edu/scholarships page. Make sure
Okay.
you put an S at the end of scholarship. I did today, I was like, where's my page? I put an S there, I was like, oh, okay.
Hey, Sue.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're also gonna send out an email, like student-wide, to everybody who's registered as a student at the college with a link to Award Spring. So it's really simple to find that way, or it'll be on our foundation website.
Right.
You have to wait till March
Try really hard.
Yeah, you have to wait till March 3rd to apply.
A lot. Does everybody here like get and read their student emails that come from like student services and, okay, so you'll hear from us in your email for sure. It'll be on our social media. It'll be in, do you guys read, Campus Connections?
Okay.
They don't?
I like
Right here.
There is,
Over there.
there is a newsletter that comes out, is it once a month? Campus Connections. It comes out once a month. Okay, well, tell these guys what Campus Connections is, because it's also gonna be in Campus Connections. And how to register to get Campus Connections.
It goes to all students, it's a newsletter called Campus Currents. Comes out once a month. And there's always information about scholarships, grants, that sort of thing. President usually writes a little thing. There's also job postings in there. There's other resources for, mental health or just other things that the college can offer. And it's just called Campus Currents, and it'll be in your email.
Does anybody read Campus Currents? Yeah, there's so much information on Campus Currents. Like, if you're not reading it, start, because there's great info there. And then also, we have social media, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn. Those are also great. If you're not following us, you're missing out, because there's great information there too.
And then if we're doing like, the medical associate program, associated with is that still helpful for that?
Okay. Okay, well, we still have 15 minutes for any other questions. Do you guys have questions still remaining? Yeah.
What was that last name?
Campus Currents.
Yeah, what's
So it
that?
gets sent to you. Check your student
Okay.
email called Campus Currents, and it's
It's a newsletter.
It's
Oh.
just
a
a
newsletter,
newsletter
but it's
in
so
your
like
email.
timely. Like there will be any event that's happening, that's like a cultural event or there are job postings, there's scholarship information, financial aid information. Yeah. Okay, go ahead.
I just want to make sure that you all understand when you hear the word SAP, you understand what that means. So SAP stands for Satisfactory Academic Progress. And if any of you are financial aid recipients, you should know this. And if not, I get it, but look it up because it's important. And she gave that to you. So I just want to kind of go into it a little bit. So there's two big rules of SAP that we have to follow, which is you have to have a cumulative GPA 2.0 or above. And then, and it's also on our website, cgcc.edu/SAP. Like the syrup that you get from Canada. Anyway, the second piece is PACE. The PACE is a little bit fun to understand, but the way I look at it is you take your completed credits, the credits that you completed successfully, you divide that by the credits you've attempted, that's your PACE. So if you hear me say PACE or credit completion rate, that's how I get that number. And so those I have to check every term, and I check it for Title IV recipients, Pell Grants and loans, but I also check it for the Foundation Scholarship. And there are some other scholarships that require that as well, like the GYO scholarship. I don't know if any of you are familiar with that, but that's another one where we're checking. So you have to make sure you're maintaining that. So my best advice for SAP is that just C or better. C or better. C is gonna C might necessarily, it won't make your GPA go down. D's will, F's will. If you think you're gonna get a D or an F, save your GPA by withdrawing from the course if it's before the 8th week. So it won't affect your GPA, but eventually that's gonna count as an attempted course, not a completed course. So that can affect your pace, your credit completion rate. So if you ever have any questions about it, let me know. I can break it down for you. I speak it. Financial aid languages are the ones that stick in my mind. Or like I said, the website, we're keeping it up to date and we might tweak it a little bit because of technology. So if that happens, we're gonna update it on our website, but everything on the website is the most up-to-date version. So if you ever have any questions, don't always reach out to us. I just want to make sure you understood the eligibility requirements, because this is one of the scholarships where I track that, so.
What does that need to be,
Yeah.
just out of curiosity? Does that need to be like 80%? Like the.
Oh, sorry, 66.67%.
So just.
So 67%. Yeah, so basically, like, we used to measure it by term. We don't do that anymore. We look at the whole shebang. So, which is cool in some aspects, and it kind of sucks if you have a rough start. So if you do, we'll work with you. Just reach out. There's appeal processes, there's a whole thing. So if you find yourself in SAP suspension, just reach out to Emily or myself, and we'll do our best. I have the philosophy, we work at a community college, we don't deal with a high amount of debt. So I'm very like bare minimum as far as approving them. It's very rare that we ever deny a staff appeal, but we might send it back because we need more information. So just know that we're gonna try to get you to success. I probably would feel different if we were just handing out tons of loans like university, but we're not, so. We just want you to finish, get through it, have a great time, not have to worry about it.
I was just curious too, what's the motivation behind throwing out your highest rated score?
Average. More of an average. I'm pretty
Well, they're
sure
not all
if you
worth-
didn't.
Usually an average is the highest score and the lowest.
They're
All of
not
those-
worth the same.
All of those
amount,
are,
it seems like the first one's worth 20 points, if you get max, the second one's worth 15. So if I count
She's
like
not-
20
I
points.
don't- You're talking about the cumulative score that they do, right? Or.
Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe more direct.
So let's see. Each application is scored by 4 different people. And they are going to score you on on the essays and the completeness of the application and the letter, all those things. And then they give you each individual gives you a cumulative score. And what we have found is that some of our scorers are really high scorers and some of our scorers are really low scorers. So what we're planning to do this year is throw out the high, throw out the low, and average the middle. Last year, we only had 2 scorers per application, and that's where we realized like we had a problem. So we made an adjustment last year, which I won't go into the details around, but we found a way to make sure that we could go back and take another look at any applicants that had like really high or really low scores that impacted their eligibility. So that's our thinking this year. Does that answer your question?
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean, it's always, I was just more like, well, I might crush it and get a 20 pointer and then.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's an average question.
It's not gonna be, yeah, it's not gonna be question by question thrown out, not at all.
It's for, yeah.
So a couple more things, work study. I just wanted to make everybody aware, that you're not reading Campus Current, so you didn't see it there. We have a work study job open with the advancement team. It's a marketing assistant job. And you'd be working day to day with myself, Tom, and Amy. And then we're also in the process of hiring a full-time person to do marketing coordination. So it would be kind of a 5-person team. If anybody is still looking for a work study job,
How much do you make?
15.
15, is that kind of like cross board
Yeah.
and all those?
Yeah, and so how Work Study works is you have to be, sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, so federal work study is a need-based fund awarded from the federal government, so it's through your FAFSA. So you have to be eligible to fill out a FAFSA and you have to have, need. So basically, if you have a really high SAI, you're not gonna be eligible. I can always check your eligibility if you wanna know, so just shoot me an email or shoot her an email. But we can check for you. And then you can, it just depends on what the budget is. Every year, we can award you a certain amount and then you can work up to that amount. So then it'd be up to you and your supervisor to figure out how many hours that is.
Oh, and that basically just goes toward the papers, you don't get like.
You get a check. No, you get a paycheck.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you get paid like us once a month.
So it could be like, whatever, my allowance would be 10 grand. I could work up until I make $10,000.
Yeah, it's not gonna be that high, but yes. In a dream world.
What does it normally fall into? Like,
I mean, usually
25?
when usually at the beginning of the year, we usually do like $1,000 a term. I think lately, since we've had more openings, I think he's upped it to like 1,500 to 3,000 a term you can work up to. Just depends. I think everything's different. I have to look at what your cost of attendance is and how close you are to meeting that because we can't go over that. So, but yeah, if any of you are, I mean, that'd be cool to say, I'd want to do.
Yeah, so that, what you're doing in that role, then I'll let you guys go, is, supporting like, event production.